So it's the late 90s, huh? What are you doing? Oh, well, nothing much, just playing on a Nintendo 64. You see an ad for a brand new system that just came out for the Nintendo 64 titled as the 64 disc drive. You spent all of your money to go ahead and buy one after you saw all the cool ads, despite the GameCube coming out no more than a year later. You're very excited. You look at the supply of games and think that there will be more. You buy the games that they came with it. You buy the 2 off the RANDnet service. And then the very next day you get a letter that everything will be discontinued after this time. You're mad, aren't you? You're very upset about this. Well, today I'm going to be telling you the story about Nintendo's most flawed, most ambitious, and most underwhelming add-on/console ever released. The Nintendo 64 disc drive. The Nintendo 64 disc drive is quite, well, special, to say the least. Now, what is so special about this system? Well, first of all, it was an add-on to the already quite popular Nintendo 64, as previously mentioned. So, this system did not last very long at all, unfortunately, which is a pretty big shame to say because I really like this system. I unfortunately do not own one at the moment, but this system is quite rare and hard to come across, as only about 15,000 units were sold, and less than that still remain out in the wild. They go for thousands of dollars nowadays. It's really sad. Now, I'm going to list off all the games that were released for it. We've got Japan Pro Golf Tour 64, Mario Artist Paint Studio, Polygon Studio, Talent Studio, and Communication Kit. We've got the RANDnet disc, which technically isn't a game, but it's still really cool nonetheless. We've got Doshin the Giant and its sequel that I really can't believe I'm about to say its name, but this is the name that I was given. There are 2 different ones to my knowledge. Well, they're basically the same thing, but they just are translated differently. These games are called, oh my goodness. It's either Doshin the Giant, Rescue from the Front, By the Toddlers That Tinkle at the Large Meeting Hall, or it's called Doshin the Giant, Tinkling Toddler Liberation Force Assemble. Yeah, that's really weird. Another game that we have is the F0x Expansion Kit. This is a really good game. It expands the already wonderful F0x game, which is, in my opinion, one of the better games on the Nintendo 64. We've got SimCity, which is a big open-world game, kind of like Doshin the Giant. And, well, that's it, I believe. I don't really think that there's any other games that came out for it at all. It was a super ambitious add-on. It was supposed to be something that was supposed to keep you busy in the meantime for the GameCube. It was meant to have tons of games. Originally, it was meant to have the infamous The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time game on the system. And heck, it was even meant to have Ocarina of Time's expansion kit on it. Well, at that time, it was just called Zelda Gaiden, which we do have some screenshots and videos of when it was called that at that point. However, this game was unfortunately canceled and brought over to the Nintendo 64 as The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. 2 of some of the best Legend of Zelda games in the series, in my opinion. Other games, like Mother 3, have been, well, altered a little bit in the form of, well, Mother 3 is basically just, it's not even on the Nintendo 64 because I guess that Shigesato Itoi was having a lot of trouble with developing a new Mother game on the system because he was using the developers from Pokemon Stadium, and they might not have known exactly what Mother was all about. So, instead, the game was later put onto the Game Boy Advance as, well, Mother 3. It did not come out in the US, which really sucks, because I have an English patch of the game, and it is absolutely fantastic. great game. I would recommend it. Now, there was also, according to Andrew from Beta 64, and there was meant to be, well, I guess you could say Mother 3.5. I don't really know exactly, but I was just told that it was meant to exist, but it just kind of didn't. We don't have any pictures of it, we don't have any videos of it, we have literally nothing about it. Now, there was also going to be, like, there was meant to be tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of games on this system. It was meant to have tons of them. I know I've already said that, but like I was trying to say, it was meant to have an absurd amount of games on it, which sadly, barely any of them came to fruition. However, Goshen the Giant was actually pretty well received and was eventually released on the GameCube in PAL in Japan only, unfortunately, under, well, the name Goshen the Giant. Once I get a Nintendo 64 disc drive, I finally save enough money to get one, I will for sure get one. Because they are just, it's just so good. But, now, I'm just gonna move on a little bit. Now, the development history, I'm not entirely sure about. I just know that this system was constantly delayed over and over and over again. It was heck. It was heck. It was really heck to, you know, get the system out there, apparently, because they didn't do it until 4 years later. Not kidding. It was meant, turns out, they actually advertised this system before the Nintendo 64 even came out. It was in magazines everywhere. They just wanted to have the system, but it just didn't come out in time. My guess is the reason why it came out so late is because of fan outcry. Because really now, why would they want to release the system this late into the competition? I mean, the PlayStation already surpassed them. But moving on to the GameCube, I think fans just wanted it and were upset that it was essentially kind of cancelled a little bit. So, yeah, we eventually did get it, but only in Japan. So, yeah, that's pretty sad. But I mean, I don't really know if we're missing out on very much. I mean, I still want to get it because it's cool. But, RandNet was also something that was also really cool. You see, RandNet is... it's something at the very least. RandNet is... well, it was something that you could chat with people, go online and play games with people, and it was also an internet browser, but you don't have very much documentary on this, so I can't really be certain. Heck, even having the modem and the disc with you, it won't make any difference because it's still gonna either say cannot connect or, well, cannot connect. The only evidence that we have of this really working is something in, like, what came with the system was like postcards and magazines and such, and like emails that are still stored onto the discs. Another thing about these discs that are really special is these discs were 64 megabytes. Yeah, 64. Very fitting. Even though that's not even like a tenth. Barely what a PlayStation disc could do. It was still better. But what's really weird is that, hang on a second. I just lost it. But, something that was really weird is that, like, they made the discs differently. They didn't just come on, like, compact discs. They were, like, compact discs, like, little plastic cases. And they were really childproof, too, so that was a good thing. These discs, unfortunately, will probably deteriorate someday. So, that's why we are trying to get all of the possible games from that
3D で
system
表すと
online
パンダ風の
to
恐竜が現
essentially
れた
emulate.
64DD で
At
隠れ
that
てい
point,
た
even
絵
if
の
you
才
are
能
able
が
to
目
get
覚める
this, it probably
ピク
wouldn't
チャー
work
メー
anymore.
カー
That's all from me today. I'll see you guys next time. This is Beta Talk 64, signing off.